Eric Schomer. I have with me Doug Peterson and his beard, Ned Stark. Today is our third day of the cocktail contest. Our cockfight. Our cocktail... What? Fight night? Edard
Stark.
Ned.
Goes by Ned.
He does go by Ned.
Ned.
That seems like a funny name. Mm-hmm. You know, for a guy with a sword. Ned. No, it doesn't work for me. Weird. So today, third day, this time we're competing against, this is Teapot Bitters.
I'm personally competing against anybody.
Yeah. We're using the Adam Elmegirabs.
He's not even going to correct himself.
Teapot. No, I don't have to correct myself. I've given up. I just let everybody else do it.
Right, yeah.
It gives me comments, and comments help search results. Because there's more, the better.
You're so practical.
I know. The Atlantis Martini will be the one I'm creating from Chris. You're going to create Chris from Hong Kong. Apparently, you know, it's like one of those quoted names from Hong Kong. And then a long, dark tea time of the soul will be the one you're creating, which is appropriate.
I know.
Because you're all about the crazy guy, Douglas Adams.
Right.
Because he likes the name, because his name's Doug.
Yeah.
It's got to be it.
No, that's exactly it. Like, oh, this guy is probably a really good writer. Look at his awesome first name, Douglas. I can relate.
Exactly.
Linda has a dragon egg.
Whoa.
I hear if you go into a fire and live through it.
Yeah.
Well, after you're like kind of
You also have to
get manhandled by Genghis Khan and like
Drago.
Yeah.
Pounded.
Yeah, you gotta get lots of doggy style poundage. Cause you know what?
That's all he gets from that show.
Yeah.
You.
I have the shirts that match this type of thing. I figure you know.
Kid, let's just do this.
Anyway, that's not all I get. It's just the funny part.
It's just most of it.
Yeah. It's the good part.
Oh, man.
I don't know anybody's names.
This one's so good. It has so much boob in it. Oh man, that wasn't too good. It didn't have like hardly any.
They should. There's a quota. Game of Thrones has every 15 minutes a boob or something has to be shown, or typically either somebody being pounded or
Awesome as that sounds.
not always by their own accord, but voluntarily, because that's the way, you know, it works when there's actually stations involved. Anyway, so an ounce and a half of vanilla vodka for mine, a half ounce of senior Curacao, blue Curacao. Really? I thought hey, that's mine. Huh? Okay. So I've got the blue Curacao. 5 dashes of Teapot Bitters. Done. We're also going to do some garnishing. We'll talk about. You, on my hand, over here has some Hpnotiq, your favorite. Hpnotiq. A half ounce of Moonshine. Yes, that's going to be some roughage right there. And then 7 dashes of Teapot Bitters. And yours is stirred and strained. Mine is stirred and strained. So we're going to stir and strain this time. And that's it. And then we're gonna make it happen. You don't have a garnish for yours. Does Douglas Adams not agree with garnishes?
Looks like you'll have at least one entry for your Tito's shaker.
I will.
Someone said they're gonna work on it tomorrow. They want that Tito's shaker.
Well,
that's funny. That's awesome.
I like people wanting. Show your boobs. Show me.
Unless you're a guy.
No, actually, that would even be better.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
Just a boob.
Yeah.
Just a.
15 minutes.
I want 15-minute boob shot.
Make it,
and it can't be a single picture.
You know, like
it has to be you have to hold it.
A 15-minute episode, because we do those every now and then, and like at the very end, just go.
Hey, rub your nipple like Doug does every now and then.
And make a sexy face.
Yeah. Ooh, I love this stuff. So vanilla tea. I'm gonna get some blue Curacao action. How did you like on that?
It smells pretty good, I thought.
The tea or
No,
the Hpnotiq?
Hpnotiq.
Actually,
It smells like a. It smells.
but those are the ones that I want to drink more, because I'm like, do I really hate this? And I'm like,
Yes, I really hate it. It's a big bottle. So you're having a hard time putting that in your mouth.
I just wanted to.
Reinforce that you hated it.
You know everybody calls you out when you do that.
It's interesting.
We're gonna stir this. Here. You ready for stirring?
They're both bluish.
Yeah, that's true. That was the. I use my ice shot glasses. Ice shot glasses for my ice. You know, isn't that funny? Oh yeah, you need 7. Both of these are intense, and I think that's by design, obviously. But the I found a lot of the teapot bitter recipes call for a fairly extensive amount of teapot bitters, anywhere from like 5 to 10.
You know what I'm really hoping for in this particular cocktail is that the bitters actually fix the drink.
Because of Hpnotiq? Oh, because it's going to be pretty powerful. Well, it's a Douglas Adams drink, right? So it's supposed to burn off your nose hairs and your beard hairs?
No, that's the
Pangalactic
Gargle Blaster.
Just that one? No other drink from the Douglas Adams series is supposed to really hurt your inner child?
That's really the only one that I can recall reading in any of his novels.
Oh. Did you not read them?
I've read all of them.
I'm just being a dickhole.
You're a dickhole.
I know.
You're a urethra.
Well, thank you. So the Atlantis Martini.
Wow, that's
Pee
a cool
comes
color.
out of you.
Now I see why it's called Atlantis.
And it has 3 garnishes, and they're supposed to be marked across from each other in a triangle pattern.
Wow, that's intense.
And
Oh, you know, yours is kind of...
That's kind of dull.
Yeah, it was going well until you see that brightness. You know?
okay. This is not my cocktail, so I will not offer to try to
Defend it.
embellish it.
No, you kidding about it. That's fine. That's what we do here.
I-
I started recording, right? Yeah. Just, it's one of those things you got to remember because last time I didn't.
Oh, I remember that.
That wasn't any good.
Yeah. Really? Again?
You know though, I don't know. I kind of do like that color now.
I like the color a lot.
It's
actually.
just it's mysterious.
It's a very
It's baby blue pale. You don't see a lot of this. You see a lot of. We did one last week. Or I did one last week. I don't remember. Did I do one last week? Whatever. These you see bright.
Yeah, it's
cocktails
like a
like that.
smoky.
It's cool looking,
sapphire.
but that one looks it's different.
Yeah.
But putting them next to each other, I think this one's kind of causing some damage. Just because you're like whoa, and then you're like oh, it's not whoa.
Yeah.
But it's mysterious. It is.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's
mine
like,
does get a little.
Do
Crazy.
you really want to stick your tongue in me?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know.
Now.
Are you going to cast a spell on it?
No.
Are you gonna drink them?
I'm going to. This one, you could also do wedges. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but whatever.
Ah, Hpnotiq.
Oh.
Surprise.
First, mine is going to be completely different. I already know.
Yeah.
Here we'll switch, and then we can talk about them a little bit more.
Okay.
Are you gonna warn me first?
No.
This is gonna hurt me.
No, it's not.
It's gonna hurt me.
Not.
Alright. Ooh, smells like weird. Almost like a amped up tropical grapefruit.
You look perplexed, Doug.
I don't even know how to describe what that flavor is.
How do you describe that?
I can't, but I have an easier time. I can describe it with some adjectives around it.
I can.
Oh, really?
Kind of pinpoint like the dry
grapefruit?
citrus, the dry citrus from the Hpnotiq and the Moonshine just adds a little more dryness, right?
But it doesn't taste as potent as it should.
What is Hpnotiq?
It's not that bad. 17%. It's this one though.
Yeah. No,
This
that's
is
only
50.
half ounce in
It's
that.
100 proof. I know, but there's not that much in here, right? I mean, that's like an extra drink,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah, but
it's
that's smooth. White lightning.
no, that's the problem. Is this is really easy to drink. Now let's start with this one because I have it in my hand, and the flavors that you say you can describe this one easily.
I just did.
Dry citrus. I get a little residual grapefruit. I don't really know why.
Dry citrus.
Yeah,
Eh.
kind of worse.
Mm.
but not a lot of not like a grapefruit where it's like grapefruit. It's not like this type of where my grapefruit go.
Yeah,
Where this type of grapefruit is much more
if you
dry. And,
let it sit for a little bit, like the bitters come out at the very end. Like you,
After
you,
it starts
you taste
to-
a little tea-iness of it.
and the finish is like a little tea leaf, subtle and classy. That one is more on the sweet side. This has some sweet component to it. This has a sweet and deadly component to it. This one brings the vanilla vodka, right? So you're gonna get the sweetness.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. I get more of it's got the vanilla vodka flavor of a vanilla Coke. Like it's got a little bit of vanilla at the start, and the end is to me, it's very long citrus, like a drawn out citrus flavor, and then the sweetness comes back a little bit, even though there is still some back end dryness. Not as much as this.
The reason I keep tasting this is I'm
got
trying to figure it out.
It's
Like that, I was like, oh, okay.
that one reminds me closer of like the first initial sip. I start to think a popsicle, like a blue push pop or freezy ice or flavor ice. But it turns real quick, and then it starts going down more of like a citrus, not blue raspberry. It kind of has that candy-ish from the vanilla, but it's hard to describe, and there's not that many components to it. I would tell you if I saw that drink, besides the fact that it's got that sheer blue flavor, or color, it has a blue curacao flavor to it. The vanilla, I think the vanilla is a little hard to identify because of the tea, the bitter component.
So which one do you like?
You know, I already got this one right. This is the one you're picking.
And it's not because of the name or anything.
No, I don't like
Genuinely.
Douglas Adams, right?
Like it better.
And I think this is. I agree with you. This one to me is sweet, but I almost want to say it's a little single dimensional. I get a lot of blue curacao, and I think the vanilla's compounding that citrus. It's a subtle vanilla, and then I don't think it brings out some of the teapot bitter, but at the same time I think this brings it out a little more distinctly in the finish, like the tea bag in that one. You know, as opposed to this one where I think I might get a little bit distracted because of the sweetness. But this one's got that creative tropical fruit, grapefruit, but not grapefruit. It's just a little bit more complex. Do you want to dip your nuts in it? Like what?
No, I have the exact opposite opinions with regard to complexity. I'm like, that's straightforward. That's got way too much going on.
Really?
I really think that. And listening to you say that, I'm like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but I completely disagree.
That's okay.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
No, but because we still picked the same one, which is weird. If we both think the opposite and still pick that same one.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a little hesitant only because it's got a lot of Hpnotiq in it. And most drinks with Hpnotiq, I get that distinct Hpnotiq, and I think that the Teapot Bitters tame it down.
Yeah.
And you're not getting the, this is just another Hpnotiq.
That's what Doug was hoping for.
Bitters fixed it.
Damn it.
Uh,
There you go. You want to fix Hpnotiq? Adam's Teapot Bitters.
Now you're gonna get flamed.
I might get flamed.
wrong with Hpnotiq.
Dude, Hpnotiq has a large fan base.
oh,
But,
really?
Yeah, but I found that most of the people aren't really that loyal. Like, they like it because it's blue or because it's in a rap video or something. It's like, it's pub style. They're like that pop culture thing but they're at the same time, they're not there to defend it going, no, the complex flavors, this is awesome. They just like it because of what it is. And then when you say, well, I like this better, they don't have a good argument.
Oh, okay.
It's what it is.
It is. It always is what
Boom.
it is.
I'm going to take, which one are we taking? The long dark tea time of the soul to the next round?
Next round.
Atlantis Martini. I like the creativity, the color, and it's good for those who like just a little bit of sweetness with their bitters. Question of the day! You didn't save me up a question?
Save.
I didn't have
Save
it.
me up.
Save me up.
How about does sweet vodkas taste sweeter the more you drink it? I know vanilla vodka, cheaper brands do to me.
do sweeter vodkas taste sweeter as you drink them? I think that's because you start to get drunk.
I would agree.
But on top of that,
How
Many
no,
in
how
do you have to
on
be?
flavored vodkas? How distinct
Excuse
is
me.
the flavor?
how distinct is the flavor and the flavor of
vanilla
vodka? That's fair.
It really depends
It does
Yeah.
because
on the maker.
and on the component, like cotton candy has a much different distinction than a
Or
vanilla.
Swedish fish.
Swedish fish, another one that has very distinction. Personally, I'm gonna add a second question to it. What do you like better, the side by side same flavors, flavored rum or flavored vodka? I personally like the rums. I think that they've added a little extra sweet component without basically taking vodka and adding a bunch of sugar. I get the feeling that rum typically is a little sweeter to begin with, so I'm okay with adding a little extra sugar to it. And I don't know, it just brings it together. Like, I like flavored rum.
You want a good analogy for that?
Sure.
It's like cherry seltzer or cherry Coke.
Cherry seltzer is...
Yeah.
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 Because cherry... Yes.
Yeah.
Because cherry Coke... Yeah, it's like the caramel and
How many
everything.
times are you gonna start saying something and then say yeah?
Because it was like I had this epiphany, and then I had a second one, and then a third one, and then I was like, holy crap, like fourth. It's like a woman. Like, it's like, you know, the whole orgasm.
Anyway.
It's like...
It's like I'm a woman and I had my fourth orgasm.
Exactly. No, I
This has
like...
evolved.
I like your idea. That neutral flavor of a seltzer bores me.
Yeah.
Where cherry soda, oh yes, big fan. Fourth time.
Anyway.
Everydaydrinkers.com. You can check out our bitters at awesomenedrinks.com and our knuckle shakers. I love it. We're teaching you how to drink.